Alright, so this is about the Darkness 2. The Darkness 2 is a 2012 first-person shooter video game developed by Digital Extremes and published by 2K Games. Digital Extremes you'll know, I think mainly just because of Warframe, but the game is a sequel to The Darkness, which came out in 2007 and based on the comic book. The player controls Jackie Estacado, a mafia hitman who possesses a mysterious power called the Darkness that grants him supernatural abilities and a pair of demon arms. This game features elements found in role-playing video games such as skill trees, experience, and 4-player co-op mode. And I didn't show any of the co-op mode in this, but I have played it. I never actually played it with other people, I've only just played it by myself, but from what I played, it is pretty fun. And the basic synopsis of this game is rescuing the soul of your dead girlfriend, Jenny, who is trapped by the darkness in hell, and confront the Brotherhood, a group of armed cultists trying to take the darkness away. So a pretty simplified story. I bought this game day one when it came out, and so 2012 I was, I think, a sophomore in high school. But I do remember going to GameStop with my mom, and she had to buy it for me because I was still underage. But this is definitely one that stuck with me, and I just bought it on PC. I don't really feel like much people talk about it, which is kind of sad. You can clearly tell it has that 2K Borderlands kind of graphics, which is not bad. Like I don't even know how to say it, like cartoony look, I guess. But mechanics wise, like gameplay, I think it's one of the best. And it's unfortunate that we didn't get a third one, or even another game just like this, especially if it's from Digital Extremes. I'm honestly a little shocked. But the biggest thing, like the gimmick of this game, is that it is an FPS, but at the same time you get two controllable demon arms, which you use left bumper, right bumper to control each one. The left one is to grab things, and the right one is to actually attack, other people or whatever. And so in this game you're almost playing like two separate things at once, which can sound difficult, but you get the hang of it. So as you can see here, the arm grabs the shield while you're dual wielding two SMGs, and that's another thing. You can use an SMG and a pistol. You can have a shotgun, like an assault rifle, or then when you're dual wielding, you can have pistols, revolvers, SMGs, and then later, as you'll see, you can have like demonic weapons. And besides that, you can have like, I don't even remember the name, but like a swarm of bees basically go around people, stuns them so you can grab them. And then you can have basically upgraded demon bullets that go through walls and auto target enemies for a brief period of time. And so if you mix those with, like an automatic weapon, it's basically an instant win. And another thing about this game is that you have to be wary of lights, destroying lights, or as you can see around here, there's generators that you have to find because the lights will not turn off any other way. And there are some lights that are even blocked off where you can't destroy them. So you just have to plan around that. So as linear as this game is, they definitely spent a lot of good time making sure each pathway, each room, every building gives you something, a challenge, a puzzle, whatever. So I can appreciate that. See, as you can see, that's the demon bullets. And I don't want to spoil much of the story. That's why I'm not showing too much of the story in this video, because I would like for people to play it themselves. I mean, the game's been out for 8 years, so I would hope you would have played it by now. But in my opinion, this is a really, really, really good FPS. And even people who aren't really into like the horror sci-fi category would enjoy it, just because the gunplay mechanics are so well done. And the first game, I've briefly played. I've never beaten it or really taken the time to sit and play it, but I do remember it pretty well. I know this is quite a different game compared to the first one, but obviously I will say this is the better one from what I've seen of the first one. I've watched videos and stuff,
When the transfer is complete, it will have what
and
we
I
came
think
for.
This game took me... It didn't take me long to beat. Maybe a few days. Playing like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, so I'd say it's like 6-hour game or less. It's honestly pretty short. You know, there's a new game plus mode where everything you've unlocked you can carry over to a new game, which is nice because there's definitely a lot of skills that you need to upgrade by doing new game plus. There's, like I said, the co-op mode, which if the servers are still up and you can play with other people, cool. It's been 8 years. I don't know if that's still running, so that's something I'd have to check out.
The restaurant was a test to be certain you were the new Darkness host. Now you've passed that test, we want it back. I feel you shifting in there. Are you getting nervous? You're too stupid to give the Darkness the fear and respect it deserves, Jackie. It prefers the company of a moron it can control, and it loathes the sight of an intelligent man who can control it. Now I'll ask just once. Will you give me the Darkness of your own free will?
Why don't you try and take it if you're such a fucking genius?
If you read anything but comic books and menus, you'd know there are rules. The host may only give up the Darkness by choice. I'm afraid I have to help you make that choice.
And as you'll see here, another big thing basically is you grab enemies and you can execute them in different ways. And so you can execute enemies for turning them into shields. You can get health, ammo, and basically powering up your abilities there on the bottom. The bullet, the demon bullets, and the beast one. And so basically, like, if you keep doing the health one, I think there's like 2 or 3 animations for that. The shield one, as you can see, you rip a spine out of a guy's asshole. There's that. This game, I mean, has pretty horrific, violent, gory executions and deaths. I mean, you are full on. You'll rip people's spines out of their mouth, out of their other side. You'll rip them in half. You'll rip their head off. You'll pull their spine out of their back while they're screaming. I mean, there's a lot of intensely gory things in this game. So, I mean, I can appreciate that, you know, they were willing to go all out and not, you know, cowering down, I guess. Which, you know, I guess in America we don't really have to worry about that, but I know in other countries this game would not be allowed to be published. And so, you know, the game in a way can be very repetitive, but I think these executions is what, in my opinion, keeps me entertained. Because without it, yes, it is kind of like a generic FPS, but it's enjoyable to, you know, throw people in the air, slice them in half, figure out different ways to kill them. And sadly, as you'll see at the end of this video, they clearly set up a third game, but, you know, it's been 8 years. I don't think they're making another one at this point, which is unfortunate because, I mean, the reviews seem good. I don't know if it didn't sell well, what the deal is exactly, but I can't imagine anyone not liking this game. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be it for me. There's still the rest of the video, so thanks for watching, and I'm out.
He's free. The host broke free.
Peevish, the siphon! Get outside and lock the fucking door! I tried to give you an out, Jackie, so don't ever say you weren't given a choice. You brought this on yourself, and you've brought it on your family. I was only trying to help you. You won't die, Jackie. The Darkness won't let you, but by the time you get out, your Aunt Sarah will be gutted and boned, and you'll have gained nothing. Think about just how powerless you are, because next time, I won't ask so nicely. Torch the entire building!
I love you, Jackie Estacado. No matter what happens, I always will. I'm so sorry.
Sorry? Jenny, I'm the one who should be Jenny?
We are the Angelus. The world has gone too long without my light. Oh, yes. It's been so long.
Where's Jenny?
Don't worry. She's still in here. And after all you put her through, she still loves you. But she knows what must be done.
Give her back to me.
Don't you understand, Jackie? Jenny's soul wasn't the only thing trapped here. It was you who gave her to me.
I won't fight you.
What makes you think I'm even going to give you the chance? You have become too powerful a host. Caused too much suffering. You and it are now where you belong.
No.